we welcome into the studio this morning, master of impersonations. Leave out the word fabulous in front of that, although he is fabulous at impersonations. Kevin Curtis is in the studio this morning. Good morning, sir. How you doing? Pull that microphone right up to there. Let me make sure I get the right one up. Yes, all right. First, I got to apologize. It's so cold here in this studio this morning. But, so anyways, you got a show tonight at the Body Doctor, and you brought some friends with you here this morning.
That's right.
And about 1 million costumes, too. Now, you're going to be changing costumes throughout the show here this morning, too, right?
Exactly.
All right, cool. Let's talk a little bit about you first. Well, actually, who do you got with you? You have Elvis hanging around here somewhere?
Yeah, he's back here somewhere.
All
Come here, Elvis.
Mm-hmm. Cool. You're from born and raised in Monroe, Louisiana?
I was born there and raised up in Natchez, Mississippi.
Okay.
Now, was it just one of those things where growing up, you just like to, goof off and it just kind of fell into something you became really good at, or?
Yeah, my mother, she met Elvis back, I think it was 54, and she was at the Louisiana Hayride, and my dad was playing at the Louisiana Hayride, and he got blown off the stage pretty much by Elvis in the group, so he wasn't a big Elvis fan. My mother just loved Elvis Presley, and so I figured somebody, that my mother loves this much, I need to, try to be as much like him as I could, so I started trying to sound like him. That's how it started, and then I locked myself in the room and started trying to mimic his voice and then his moves, and it went from there to George Jones, and after George, I think it was Buddy Holly. And then cartoon characters like Kermit the Frog and Bullwinkle and different things like that. So
and you can do Kermit the Frog.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? What's on the other side?
Cool. Now your show tonight is at the Body Doctor. It's going to be starting at 8 o'clock tonight. Now let me give the ladies that are listening. And I guess the gay guys, too, that are listening, a description of what Kevin looks like. And I would say the best example of that would be John Stamos from Full House.
No, John had more hair.
Do you ever get that? I mean, you kind of look like John Stamos.
I got that when I was 18, 19, 20, around that. Everyone's
How old are you now?
We don't discuss age. I don't want to get typecasted.
Well, let's see. Hold on. I can figure that out here. You were 10 years old in.
Oh no! Here we go.
In 1980.
Yep.
So what are you? 28? 38.
That sounds good. Let's go with 28.
There you go. All right. Well, there you go. So the show tonight at the Body Doctor. You're also a accomplished musician as well.
Right.
What are some of the songs? We've got some of your songs. We'll play them here this morning. But how did you get started? First impersonating or first doing the music?
I think first doing the music, because I started singing in church. Dad preached at the Assembly of God, and that's where I got my first exposure. But when you get out entertaining for a gig and for money, you had to come up with a gimmick. So that was my gimmick, doing different voices. And I wanted it to be different than just an impersonator.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be labeled as an Elvis impersonator, so I came up with as many voices for the character as I could, and I worked on it for a long time. But I enjoy it. And when people say Elvis impersonator, it just is, that's not what I am.
No, sure, right. Yeah.
I like to write, and I like to, I got my own style and my own contribution artistically. So that's just a gimmick. When I get serious with country music, I go to Nashville.
Right.
My own look, my own sound, my own bag. And so I've got some songs published, and I've got some songs that are on the indie charts. Mm-hmm. And my song "Lonely at the Top" was co-written by my father, so it's very special, to me. He wrote it like 30 years ago, his version.
Yep.
And then I changed it, and I wrote 3 verses and kept the chorus that he wrote 30 years ago. And called him up, and I said, "You mind if I record this? I'm going to Nashville." And he was tickled to death.
Yeah.
And so that took off, and I sold about 20,000 copies in 2 years.
Wow.
And that was just in the back of my trunk. Put it in boxes. Took off.
Did your dad hit you up for any copyright fees or anything?
No, he showed up, and he bought 100 CDs.
Oh, wow,
That's the
cool.
first thing he did.
Let's see. Now, what do you sell the CDs for? Just out of curiosity, because that always amazes me. The money that you can make out of like musicians selling CDs out of your trunk or at the table, you know, when you're performing? What do your CDs go for?
$10.
$10 a piece. So you know, the IRS call about the 200,000 that you made on this?
They may now.
They may now. Can we play the song? What is this song again? This is the one that your dad wrote. It's called
Lonely at the Top.
All right. And what's the song about?
It's about climbing the ladder of success in the music business, and when you get there, it's not what it's all cracked up to be. It's actually lonely at the top. You know, all of the things you go through from A to Z, and you get there and you find out you're sort of lonely when you get established and you're at the top. You don't know who your friends are.
Yeah.
But I actually wrote the last verse in the studio where the musicians were all standing around me, and I just sat down with a pencil and jotted down the last verse, and we cut it in one take.
No, that's why his dad couldn't hit him up for royalties, because he was smart enough to change a little bit of it.
Exactly.
That's right. Okay. All right, here you go. It's Kevin Curtis on Wild 100.7, the TNA Morning Show. Does many impersonations. Lee Greenwood, Eddie Rabbitt, George Strait, and hundreds more. Body Doctor tonight in Corinth. Showtime is 8 o'clock. It's Wild 100.7, number one jams.
I played all the nightclubs for 10 years or more. I've longed for the big time as I searched for that door. And finally it opened, I stepped in, and guess what? Found fame and fortune was very lonely at the time. Saw the glamour of Maryland, just like Elvis and Hank. We lost them too young, our old heart just sank. They once had star fever, and believe it or not, at the end of their rainbows, they found it lonely at the time. I just saw the glitter, the fun, and the game. I didn't see the heartache, the tears, and the pain. Like a party that's ended when the music just stops. Once you climb the mountain, it's very lonely at the top. We all have our secrets, our hopes, and our dreams. It's hard to see the forest sometimes for all the trees. If you climb enough the mountain, just be careful not to drop. Like so many did before, they found it lonely at the top. Well, I just saw the glitter, or the fun, and the game. I didn't see the heartache, the tears, and the pain. I just slow dance that minute when the music just stops. Once you climb the mountain, it's very lonely at the top. Yes, I climbed the mountain and found it lonely at the top.
Kevin Curtis on Wild 100.7. He's going to be appearing tonight at the Body Doctor in Corinth, and every third Friday of each month. And a minute ago I said you kind of look a little bit like John Stamos. I think you do a little bit. I'm sitting here. I've got a list of musical artists that you impersonate, and one of them on the list was Ricky Nelson. And I pulled a picture of Ricky up on Yahoo image search, and you kind of look like him too.
No one's ever told me
A little
that.
bit. No, yeah, I'm just going through.
Well, the thing with John Stamos on that show, wasn't he a big Elvis?
He was.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, he's right, he was, yeah.
I forgot about that.
That's great. Cool. Okay. So now you explain your show a little bit. What people can expect tonight at the Body Doctor.
I start out in the early 50s. I never know which character I'm going to do. It's either somebody like Buddy Holly or Roy Orbison or
Yep.
Jerry Lee Lewis. And I do a walkthrough from my favorite artists from growing up that I listen to, from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and I walk the audience all the way up to today's artists. In country music, old-time rock and roll, 80s hard rock, Bon Jovi, Van Halen, Billy Idol, and I go from character to character with little gimmicks and wigs and glasses and coats and jackets and things.
Cool.
So it gives the audience, you may have somebody out there that just is a diehard Hank Williams Sr. fan, wants to hear somebody yodel, and then you may have somebody like, well, I want some Prince or Billy Idol or Bon Jovi. So it, it's a very versatile and vast.
It's unique too.
Yeah,
it's very unique.
Something I've worked on for a long time as far as the costumes that I have made and the gimmicks and things. So real audience interactive.
Yeah, right. Cool. Looking forward to the show tonight. It's 8 o'clock. There's $5 gets you to cover at the door. What do you think about Kevin? What do you think about this airplane that landed in New York?